It's at 6 minutes to 9 o'clock. I want you to think ramped up Dragon's Den for established businesses. We had to, didn't we? We really had to. Come on. The pitch competition was started in Bristol in 2008, is now entered by 1,000 companies across the UK, 100 invited to boot camp before being whittled down to the final 30. And the winning entrepreneur 2014 is propertECO of Bath. And
Hello.
Rebecca Oates is from that particular camp. Have I pronounced it right?
You have propertECO.
propertECO, yes. I wanted to spell out this. Yeah, propertECO. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Now, before we come on to just what exactly radon gas, the problems therein and what you're doing about all of that, just tell us briefly about what you had to go through to win the pitch.
Well, initially we had to fill in an online application, including 3 short videos. We then were selected for the final 100, had to attend a boot camp in Manchester.
What happens there?
We went through all sorts of workshops around pitching, around finessing our finances, producing financial forecasts, some training on marketing, all sorts of things that were really useful for the business. We then had to get up and do a 90-second pitch, which is quite difficult to fit everything in that you need to say about the business in 90 seconds.
It makes a boot camp with Cheryl Cole sound like a piece of cake, doesn't it? You know, this is something completely different.
It really was.
Yeah.
And then we got shortlisted into the final 30, and then we were at the final in Bristol last week.
Yeah, and Dan Martin is with us, the editor of businesszone.co.uk, organiser of the pitch. Yeah, well, we're pitching this story together, really, in some ways. This has been around for a few years. It's one of the biggest now in the UK, isn't it, this competition? Just to tell us what it is and how it works, Dan.
Yeah, so it's one of the biggest. We started very, very locally in 2008 in Bristol, but since then we've expanded it all around the UK. But last year we brought it home, so we brought hundreds of entrepreneurs from around the UK back to Bristol. And yeah, now it's one of the biggest. We get almost 1,000 applications, and they range from companies like Rebecca's down to, we had a 17-year-old pitching an idea this year.
What was that?
It's an idea. It's a similar idea to Groupon, so it's like an offers site, and he actually came with his 15-year-old brother in their brand new suits. So I think that was quite a big
Makes
thing.
you sick, doesn't it?
It's equally brilliant and yes, equally sickening. What do you win? What have you won?
We've run some fantastic business support, some mentoring from a brilliant business mentor, PR, training, all sorts of computer support, marketing things to help us really get the awareness out for the business.
So it's a big boost for your next step then, really.
And all the networking that went with all those boot camps and everything as well, I suppose.
We've made some brilliant contacts, and it's been fantastic exposure for us.
Yeah.
Dan, what makes the perfect pitch?
Getting to the point. So what the judges always say, they need to know within 10 seconds who you are, what it is, what you do. So the danger is that a lot of people waffle on with all these stats and stuff, and then you get to the end of 3 minutes and the judges go, I have no idea what you do.
Did you get some wacky ones? I bet you did. You don't need to name anyone, but go on, tell us about some where you thought, that's a crazy idea.
We have, over the years, we've had some crazy ones. We had a chap who'd invented a new style cat flap, and it was sort of a box that went over your door, and when the cat came in, it sort of went into this box, and we asked him how, he said, I'm going to sell 50,000 in year 1, and the judge said, hey, where are you making them? And he said, well, I'm making them in my living room. So, we've had some pretty...
A cat flap box.
Cat flap box.
The cat wants to come prancing into his kitchen and ends up in a box.
In a box.
All right.
And then the box could also be a carrot. I wasn't really sure what it was, to be honest.
He didn't pitch it too well.
He didn't know.
All right. Rebecca, propertECO and this radon gas, tell us why you won this and what you're doing with the company.
So we specialise in dealing with radon gas, which, if people haven't heard of it, it's a naturally occurring gas that comes from the ground and can accumulate unnoticed in buildings. Exposure to radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in the UK.
And where is it? In houses? In commercial buildings?
It can get into all sorts of buildings. You can't see it or smell it, so unless you've carried out a test for it, you don't know if it's there. In fact, Bristol is known as a high-risk area for radon, so I encourage listeners to test for radon.
And what have you done then? What's your company done that's sort of mitigating this?
So the company propertECO, it's run by me and my co-director Martin Freeman. We set it up 3 years ago to tackle the issue. So we supply test kits so people can easily test their homes and their workplaces, and then we install specialist ventilation systems that will reduce high levels of radon if they need that.
It's a bit of a niche, isn't it, as well? So congratulations, well done. Do you feel like an entrepreneur?
Yes, I do, and I'm delighted to have won this award. So.
Yeah.
Well done, guys.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you
thanks
very
very much indeed, and we look forward to next year as well, Dan.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Rebecca Oates and Dan Martin.